Hey everyone, welcome to week 3. Let me just take a few minutes and walk you through some assignments here on week 3 that I think you'll find engaging and really meaty. So these assignments will require your time and they will require you to balance your week, okay? So please be sure that you are doing that and looking at it. The two readings here are actually resources. You'll be looking at these RefWorks videos, and then this is a link to the EDD Research Guide APA page. So those are resources. We begin with a wonderful devotional once again from North Point Community Church. And then we move into our first assignment. You have one about RefWorks. You have an assignment this week, which is a presentation about plagiarism and academic honesty. And it's a presentation that's going to be submitted into Blackboard as a discussion post where you're going to have others reviewing it and looking at it. So there's a couple layers in terms of dates when things are due. And the last thing is a compare and contrast matrix. All three of these assignments, beyond the devotional, are very practical, hands-on. They're going to build that research confidence that you are hoping to find, but that you are developing in this course. So let's talk first about RefWorks. RefWorks is something so many of you mentioned in your tutorial reflections, what you wanted to know more about RefWorks. So this is the week we're going to get into RefWorks. You're going to watch these videos that talk about the basics of RefWorks, how to do some of the basic generic processes, like adding documents to RefWorks, organizing RefWorks, exporting into RefWorks. All of these terms probably sound like Greek to you right now, but after you review these videos, you will know and have a better understanding. So don't skip these, but look at them. So there's two parts to this assignment in terms of the research end. First thing you're going to do is research for peer-reviewed journals. The second is to research for dissertations. So you're going to first look for and find 5 peer-reviewed journal articles on your proposed dissertation topic. Use the information Dr. Lonnie's given you to, tweak your topic some, but also get a better, perspective or direction for you as you are doing your research. You're going to use one of the 3 basic generic databases, ProQuest Central, which you guys have searched, Gale Academic OneFile, you may or may not have, but it's a multidisciplinary database, really excellent, and then Google Scholar. Either one of those 3 is fine, but you're looking for peer-reviewed articles. So no newspapers, no dissertations in this section, no news stories, no trade publications, only peer-reviewed. So carefully do your search and read the instructions. The next thing is to find 5 dissertations on your topic. So you've got 2 content types here, peer-reviewed articles and dissertations. For each of these that you find, each of these 10 that you find, you're going to export them into RefWorks. Makes no sense to you what I just said, but you're going to know how to do that by looking at this video, RefWorks Basic Functionality. And that's going to show what I'm talking about. Follow those steps there. In RefWorks, you're going to have a new folder. You're going to create it, call it your name. So it would be Perla Spear, Potential Dissertation Research. That's what you're going to name it. Just because it's helpful to have some structure. Do this, but, anyway. How do you do a folder? Right up here, organizing references with folders. All of these processes, the steps that you are asked to go through are walked through using these the video tutorials right here, linked above. So this is the meat of it. Then you're going to manipulate what you have. So in RefWorks, you're going to create an APA 7th references list. And you are going to know how to do that using some of the basic functionality. How do you create references? And, they're right here in the tutorials once again. You're going to use APA 7. RefWorks has multiple formats for APA 7. So here you go. Choose this format style. It's listed right here. That's the one you're going to look for in RefWorks, and manipulate your references to use this style. And don't be fooled, RefWorks is not perfect. In all the years that I've done research and I've worked with citation generators, I have not found one that's perfect. RefWorks is pretty good, but you'll still need to put your eyes on it. Use your APA manual, use the handbook. Do not trust RefWorks to get it perfect. You want to be sure that you particularly look at the DOIs to make sure they're accurately done in APA 7, and look at the dissertation format. ProQuest does not have it right, so if you just copy what ProQuest has and skip RefWorks from this, you are going to get it wrong. Be sure you are in RefWorks generating it. Now the last thing you're going to do, well, in RefWorks you're going to generate that bibliography, and it generates in a window, which you will copy to the clipboard and paste into a Word document. That's the place that you'll manipulate it back. You know, you're going to check it, make sure it's double spaced, it has that hanging indent, that you have all the italics, etc. correct. Does it say references, and is your name on it? And then you're going to drop down at the end of the references, insert a page break, and title Reflection, and do a 250-word reflection on the RefWorks process. So it's not acceptable just to do a Word document, just to copy-paste these into Word. Use RefWorks to do this, because we want you to use it. It becomes a tool that you'll use throughout your dissertation and all your doctoral program. Okay, this is due day 7. Don't wait till Tuesday night to do this. It may take you longer. You just want to give yourself a buffer of an understanding. So, you know, spend some time doing it. Come back to it if you want. Also, you can reach out to librarians. This week we do have virtual reference, so you can reach out to librarians for help if you need it. Now, the next assignment is called Plagiarism and Academic Honesty. It is crucial that as a doctoral student you understand that what academic honesty is, what plagiarism is. What does the Trevecca community consider plagiarism? And you will see a link right here to the academic honesty policy for the School of Graduate and Continuing Studies. It's important you know this, because if you violate it knowingly or unknowingly, you pay consequences. Ensuring the academic honesty of your work, but also the work that you're referencing, is crucial to the integrity you have as a doctoral researcher. So I think it's pretty simplistic in terms of you're creating a PowerPoint for your classmates, for academic doctoral students. This is not a K-12 presentation. This is a professional presentation, okay? So keep that in mind when you are choosing slides, when you are talking about it, because you will narrate it. You can have slides that are called these bullet points here if you want. These are the main areas that you need to address in your presentation. Total minimum of 10, maximum of 15 slides. And you will narrate it. If you've not narrated a PowerPoint, there is a link to how to do that. I would prefer you use PowerPoint. I've had students in every class I teach this ask if they can use Prezi. Prezi is fine, but this assignment is not so much about the presentation as it is understanding the content. The PowerPoint is a vehicle to show me that you understand what academic honesty is and what that means to the doctoral student and the doctoral community. So it doesn't have to be a really cool, Prezi has a lot of interesting bells and whistles that engage people in a presentation. That's not the focus of this. Your rubric, the grading, is going to be so much more on the content, although the PowerPoint comes into play with graphics and so on. But I would prefer you just use a simple PowerPoint to do this. Or if you're familiar with Google Slideshow, you can use that. I mean, there may be another free thing that you can use that would work for you, but nothing too complex. So I want you to be familiar with this content by day 4. There is a plagiarism tutorial, and there are related tests from Indiana University. Just, look at the tutorials. Please look at this. You are not required to take the certification test. Work your way through the tutorials, through the knowledge checks. If you want to do that, you're welcome to do it, and just save it in your doctoral folder where you'll get some multiple certificates, as you move through, particularly the dissertation and IRB process. But you are not required to do that. I want you to see the tutorial primarily. Look at the glossary. There's a wonderful article about why does plagiarism occur. This stuff, be familiar with, day 4. And then you're going to start working on the presentation and narrate it. This is due day 5. That's Sunday. Wait. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yep, it's Sunday. It seemed like I was off a day, but that is Sunday. So you're going to submit your presentation in the link into the discussion forum on day 5. By day 7, you're going to have looked at least 2 of your other classmates' posts, their presentations, and respond to it. Remember the responses, think Dr. Longnecker, they should be there should be a minimum of 100 words, and if you want to cite, you certainly can cite, but it's academic, remember that. So keep that in mind. The response posts are due day 7. Okay. Now the last assignment this week is also due day 7. And it is one that virtually almost every many students in the program, I was going to say all, but that's kind of crazy. Not all, but many students feel is really enlightening. You're going to compare, find the things that are similar, and contrast the things that are different with some dissertations, specifically that are from Trevecca. Okay? You're going to look at chapter 1, and you're going to choose 3 dissertations from this list. So there's a link here to this approved list. Read the instructions. You're really only looking at through the rationale and the references page for the dissertation. So don't worry that you're not supposed to read the whole thing. We want you to get a feel for the very beginning, how it starts out, how research is used in that. Look at how the topic is supported. Look at the references. And there's some specific questions, 1 through 10, that we want you to respond for each one of the dissertations that you selected. So 1 through 7 are specific questions. 8, 9, and 10 is more like reflection, and it would be encompassing all 3. You don't do 8, 9, and 10 for each one. Okay? It would be at the end. Now there is the matrix template. If you click here, you will find it. It's a Word document using a table. Use that. I think that's really helpful for you to identify that. Now, so instructions, let me see if I'm missing anything. Okay. That is due day 7. This takes some time because 1, you're going to be choosing a dissertation. 2, you are going to report on the dissertation. And 3, you've got to synthesize. So this is something we really want you to see, how research is used, how the topic is supported by research. This is, you get a good feel for expectations. And I think that becomes a bit of a security for you as well. Okay, so this is due on day 7. If you have questions, please let me know. Shoot me either an email or you can message me in the course. All right. Thanks. Looking forward to it.